Hi, Nance.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Working. I could ask you the same question.
Oh, well, I had dinner out. I figured I probably couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd come by and tackle what's been piling up here. Got it all organized, though.
I thought I might as well stay.
Did you eat?
Mm-hmm. I went down to the snack bar and brought something up and had a little picnic all by myself. Sorry about the mayo spot on the blotter. I would have changed it, but the supply cabinet was locked.
It's okay. I like a kind of lived-in look.
Did you hear anything from New York?
That depends from what quarter. Bobby had a report about the guy they arrested after Jack identified him. He's got a record a mile long, mostly tied up with C&P Realty and the parent corporation.
I suppose that means some lawyer in a cashmere coat will appear and spring him?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, which makes us optimistic. The bail is huge. We're hoping he might cop a plea, which would shift the heat from Jack to him.
I hear Jack's coming along nicely. Oh, I spoke to your brother.
Oh, yeah. Nancy, has my private line rung at all?
No, it hasn't. Could I have that back for a minute?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yes, is Ray there, please? It's Senator Ryan, Audrey. Would you tell her I'd like to speak to her, please? I see. All right, thank you. Goodbye. Ray refused my call.
No, wide awake. She had a long nap earlier, though. You should have seen the three of them sacked out. Her, Little John, and Finn in a row in his room. I'm about to explain that bedtime's here the same time as it is in Weehawken Street.
Yeah, but she's behaving herself. She eating okay?
Why don't you ask her yourself? Here, say hi, Daddy. There you go.
Hi, Angel. You taking good care of your mama? Huh? Don't forget your grandma. Gotta watch her, too. Don't forget. Tell your grandpa all those nice Italian words I taught you. Okay?
Bye.
Oh, bye-bye, honey.
Bye.
Bye. Ah.
She doesn't understand how come on I can go there to see you and she can't.
Oh, I don't either. Tell her I miss her, and I can't wait to get home, see you both, and have a decent meal.
Honey, about that, it occurred to me they might let you leave sooner if you came here and stayed for a couple of days.
Oh, well, that makes sense, I guess. The precinct probably like it, too. One less guard.
And I thought Roger'd be more likely to agree if you were back and watch you.
It could be. Of course, it'd be an awful lot for your mother, all three of us.
He's worrying it's too much for you.
Oh.
She wants to answer that. I'm going to try and tuck Ryan in. Night, love.
Night. Love you.
Love you. Come on. There you go.
Ah, thanks. Let's go. Jack, that's ridiculous. Too much.
Well, all three of us underfoot?
If the truth be known, you'd be doing me a favor. I'll worry a lot less with the three of you here, being here together, without thinking that you're down at Weehawken Street with the gangsters haunting you. Please. I mean, I would enjoy it.
All right, then. I would, too. Let's hope that Johnny and I get along a little better than we did the last time I recuperated there.
Well, being that you're in your present condition because you were protecting his youngest daughter, I'm sure my husband's going to behave. And the same for you.
Oh, I'll do my best, mate. I mean, that's a promise.
Jack, are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. I just thought I had a a messenger from C&P, but it's just your youngest daughter all done up for surgery.
They wouldn't let me in after hours, so I had to swipe these from a laundry truck.
I think you missed your calling. Excuse me. They wouldn't let her in, so she helped herself to a disguise.
Oh, yes, well, Siobhan has always had original methods to get what she wants. Well, I won't keep you, for you two can visit.
Okay, Maeve, thank you. Good night.
Good night, dear.
So, what is my calling, do you think?
I don't know. Undercover agent?
Ha ha ha. Sure, Brainless, James Brainless. No, seriously, I came back here because there's something I want you to know about Wes and me.
You and Wes.
Uh-huh. What happened to his flowers?
Gave him to nurse. So? I can be reasonably sure you're not going to tell me you're engaged.
I don't know why it is that I like to tease you about Wes, but I do. Maybe it's because I'm genuinely touched by your concern, and that embarrasses me. And when I get embarrassed, I joke around. But then again, it is fun to see you ticked off.
Well, always happy to amuse.
No, see, that's what I feel bad about, and I came back here to tell you that I am not now, nor do I ever intend to be, seriously involved with Wes Leonard.
Well, that's good. So why do you hang out with him?
Because he's fun, and we enjoy each other's company. He's nice. He's also amazingly considerate. No, he is with me. Now, I know there's more to Wes than the person that I may see, and that most of the things you see about him are probably true, that he's nobody to get mixed up with.
Which is why you went out to dinner with him.
Oh, come on. Jack, you don't even trust me as far... I'm
now,
not
don't
capable...
start that game. I won't play with you. I'm telling you it's Wes Leonard I don't trust.
Neither do I. No. In one way, I do trust him. I think he knows who I am. He knows what kind of a person I am. I think he's basically...
Degenerate.
No, I was going to say perceptive. I mean, even you yourself have admitted that he's a competent journalist, so he must have some kind of insight into human nature.
Doesn't mean he'll behave himself.
It is up to me to set the boundaries of my relationship with Wes Leonard, or our association.
Yeah, well, whatever you call it, don't you ever get tired of fending him off?
No, not at all. You hammerlocks, the old 1, 2. Hey, I'm just kidding. I keep Wes at arm's length by letting him get the message that he is not what I want for the man in my life.
What do you want?
I don't know, but it is not old Wes.
Do you ever think wasting your time with old Wes might prevent you from finding out?
Hey, look, I'm open to possibilities, but nothing has exactly presented itself, so what's wrong with a harmless friendship?
Well, I think you're deluding yourself. But
Oh,
that's
Jack,
okay.
Jack, you are so disgustingly patronizing with me. I'm sorry. I came in here to reassure you because you've been being nice to me. And now we're ending up in an argument.
Does that tell you anything?
Uh-huh. That I've muffed it again. I came in here to help, not to hassle you.
Why do you do that?
Do what?
Wipe yourself out like that? All I meant is if you start getting too defensive, why don't you stop and rethink your position? You tend to argue when you're scared.
I argue about everything.
Huh? There you go again. See, you make the slightest lapse carry the weight of everything you've ever done wrong, which is pretty convenient because that way you can't change. I mean, it's too big a job. So you just have to continue feeling bad about yourself.
I hate to admit this, but you just might have a point.
Well, that's progress. You know, thinking that you're the worst person in the world is a form of vanity.
I don't always feel like that. Sometimes I feel really good about myself, like with the rent strike thing. I mean, Joan of Arc practically, and that is why I did not want to give it up.
See? With you, everything's an extreme. Either good or bad, huh? Now, you make an error in judgment,
Now,
So
wait a minute. You got a hole in your head, thanks to me. An error yet? Oh, no. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
See, you caught yourself in the act. Well, come on, let's roll out the old contempt wagon, huh? We'll all sing along. Siobhan is a misfit, Siobhan is a loser, na 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 na, right?
So what can I do to stop?
Listen to yourself. It's a tough habit to break, but if you can spot it, and it also might help if you notice when you've done something right, like taking the trouble to come back here to reassure me about Wes.
Did I succeed?
Not entirely, but I appreciate the effort.
Thank you. Means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, don't let it mean too much. You know, you spend a considerable amount of time looking everywhere but inside yourself for approval. When you hang that kind of responsibility on people, it makes them nervous. If you could just learn to look at yourself straight on, you might like what you see. There's a lot to like.
Thank you. Well, that's the end of Self-Help 101. I think I'll just go home for the night.
It's not a bad idea, because in a minute, a pushy little nurse is going to come through that door, wonder why my light's on. I want to get out of here, but not thrown out.
Okay. I'll see you.
Sooner than you think. Your mother just invited me to recuperate at your place.
No kidding. Hey, you and Mayor and Ryan and all of us, boy, that's gonna be a circus. Look forward to it. Good night.
Night.
I can't deny it, that made me furious. And then I think, do I have a right to be?
I hope you're not asking me.
Why? Do you think Ray was justified in refusing my call?
Because it's complicated and I'm not sure I should have an opinion.
Well, suppose I ask you then, outright, am I being selfish in terms of Ray? No, I mean it. Sit down. I tried to talk this through earlier with Bob. Maybe if I go over it again out loud.
I'll be happy to listen.
Thank you. See, Nance, when Ray and I got together, we set up certain ground rules. Among them, we expected no commitments from each other. Either one of us was free to end the relationship if it got uncomfortable.
And is that what she's doing now?
Ray says she will not come back down to Washington, not under the current circumstances. I have always been straight with her, Nancy. She has always known that I still cared about Jill. I was beginning to get that into perspective, but...
Until the accident.
Yeah. And if anything, the accident made me realize that somewhere along the line, I had been holding on to this fantasy that it would all resolve itself for Jill and me someday. Well, I no longer believe that. But how can I stop caring about Jill? Especially when she's in such terrible pain. Or how can I not be angry at Seneca? Because he does. He controls her life. We lost our son. Isn't it legitimate to want to share our grief?
And Ray objects to that?
Ray says I'm obsessed with another man's wife. You see, we had a scene at the hospital a couple of days ago. I went up there to see Jill, and Seneca had security put me out of the room. Ray was there. She tried to keep things from blowing up. And later that night, she told me that I had every right to, to do what I wanted to, but that she couldn't be expected to stick around.
In other words, she was invoking the ground rules.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. And it made me realize that things have gotten more complicated between us than we meant it to.
They always do, don't they?
See, I'm my own man in the Senate, in everything, but I've just come to to learn to expect to share so much with Ray. Like my election. That was our triumph. And she made Washington such a place.
Already.
Yeah, I do. I'd like to ask her back.
But if you do that, does it change the rules? Is that the problem?
See, that's it. You're sharp. See, you're sharp. That's exactly what the conclusion that Bob and I reached before. Because if I do that, after Ray's given me this out, it'll put things on a different plane. See, then she would have every right to expect more.
The possibility of marriage.
Yes, I think that's what she would like.
I think so, too.
But I can't think in those terms. I can't. But if she came back at my request, I couldn't in all good conscience go running up to Jill every time I got the impulse.
That sounds fair.
But then we get back to the original question. What can I expect from Ray? Am I being selfish?
That's what you want me to answer? Wow.
No, well, don't think about it. Just give me your gut reaction.
Okay. I think you can expect from Ray what you expect from everybody else. Total commitment to you. Personally and politically, and... well, her joy and satisfaction in that. I call it the Frank Ryan theory of entitlement.
It's marvelous. Tell me more.
Well, you expect people in every capacity to give their all to you. Because people always have, and they always will.
Well, that makes me sound pretty awful, doesn't it?
No, not at all. You're wonderful. You see, there's my point. People have been telling you that, including your mother, from the day you were born.
Well, I asked, didn't I? I'll say one thing, you are direct.
Now, if it's coming off negatively, then I'm being clumsy. Because it's a totally positive thing. People give to you because you give back to them. I mean, you expect their devotion, and in turn, they expect you to be wonderful. Yeah, it's a big order. But you're equipped to handle it. You give to them, so they give to you.
Well, it's an interesting theory. I'd have to think it over.
Now, in terms of Ray, I think she's got her own theory of entitlement. She's entitled to the pleasure of serving your needs. I think she'd like to do that exclusively, which is one reason she is the way she is with me. And I think that your devotion to Jill hurts her terribly. It makes her feel very inadequate.
I don't want to hurt Ray. But it seems senseless that if we both enjoy the same kind of life, to deny us both. I mean, we are good for each other, and I do love her in a very specific way.
I think she knows that.
Well, the question is then, how do I justify myself? How do I justify doing what I feel like doing, which is going up to New York, telling her to knock off the nonsense and get back down here?
I'm afraid that's something you can only answer yourself.
Hello there, darling. Hi. Did you just come from Jack?
No, I was talking to the cop downstairs.
Oh.
Made him a cup of hot chocolate. He's really a very nice guy if you talk to him.
Oh, I didn't think it was best to distract him.
Well, I didn't think I was bothering him. I thought it must be lonely out there, you know. He's got a wife and a little 6-week-old baby.
Oh.
You ought to ask to see her picture. He's really very proud.
Well, perhaps I will. Do you think it was right for you to visit Jack so late at the hospital?
I guess I shouldn't have done that either.
What?
Ma, the only thing you've done since I walked in that door is criticize my behavior.
Oh, Siobhan, that's nice. I had 4 words to say. My Lord, what's the matter with you, dear? I mean, I'm not trying to criticize. I'm just having a conversation.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just a conditioned reflex.
I'd do it myself. See, I had a good time, and I guess I thought I didn't deserve it. I bet that's what Mary thought.
I didn't feel compelled to tell Mary that you were visiting Jack.
I suppose that was because she would undoubtedly find fault with my talking to Jack at all. Depriving him of sleep, keeping away his food, or maybe just because I thought I wanted to go there because I had something he might want to know.
I'm not going to get involved in this kind of an argument at this hour of night.
I suppose Mary does not really even want me to speak to Jack.
All right, Siobhan, just please stop feeling sorry for yourself. Go to bed.
Oh, that's it. Stop everything that I am feeling and stop what I am thinking just so you and Mary will approve of me!
For heaven's sakes, what is all this yelling about? There are 2 children asleep in the back.
Look, Mother and I are having a discussion.
Oh, well, it sounded more like an altercation to me. Do you have to come home in the middle of the night and start a row?
It's only 11 o'clock. What, you laying down a curfew just because you come home?
All right, now the two of you, just stop it. What do you want to do, wake up little John, too?
You think she cares? She does whatever she wants.
Oh, come on. Finn, just relax. We're all safe. We're all okay. Why don't you go and take care of your child?
Oh, now you start to worry about my child.
Yes. Will you both be quiet, please? Go to bed. Here, go. Here, take these into Ryan. Come on.
I don't know why this happens. I really don't know. I thought I was trying. Ma, it's not gonna work here with Jack and Mary and me and all of us together under the same roof.
It's going to work, Siobhan, if we just make an effort. Now go to bed, dear. Just go to bed. Right. Take the beast with you.
Come on, Finn, let's go.
Parties, boys, and drama. Oh my! Catch up with the 5 sexy singles who are putting a new spin on Southern charm. Don't miss an all-new Southern Bells Louisville, Thursday at 10 on SoapNet.